Okay, hello to all you tennis warriors out there. It's a great day in Kobe, Japan, and I hope you guys are having a great weekend. First, let me say sorry about the mental tennis talk I had before. I will try to redo that video and upload it next month sometime. Okay, guys? All right, so what are we going to talk about today? How to stop choking in tennis matches. 5 warrior tips for dealing with pressure. Look, let's be honest, guys. When you're playing tennis and when you want to compete at a high level, it is all about learning how to deal with the pressure that you're going to be facing in your matches. Because if you can't, you're going to start choking, and you're going to continue to choke until you strengthen your mental game. So with these 5 warrior tips that I'm going to be giving you to you today, you should be able to do that. Okay, guys. So I value your time. Let's get into it. Know the game you're playing. You must know the game you're playing, and then you must master how to play it. In this talk, I'm going to give you 5 ways that you can use to handle pressure better in matches. Practice these tips in your practice matches and focus on developing them. Then they will carry over into your real matches. Be patient and don't get frustrated. Okay, guys, what am I talking about here? Knowing the game you're playing. As I said to you before in our mental talk, when you reach a certain level and you start competing in matches, you will stop playing tennis at that time and you will start playing the mental game. And what's important to understand is that your results will be determined by how well you learn how to play that mental game. So if you're struggling right now, if you're in a slump, it's really simple. You don't know the game you're playing. You're not working on your mental game enough. Okay, it's all about learning how to play the mental game and then learning how to really get good and great at playing it. Because I can tell you right now, there are so many players whose career have been, how do you say, cut short or been unfulfilled because they just didn't learn how to play it. They didn't know the game they were playing. They thought they were out there playing tennis when the reality is they were playing the mental game and they never learned how to play it. Okay, let's get into them, guys. Number one, develop a relaxed mental state of mind. The more relaxed you are, the better you will play the mental game. So, practice being relaxed more off the court. Be conscious of how you're letting your emotions get the best of you, and then refocus on being present more. Because a present mind is a powerful mind. The more present you are on each point, the better you will play that point. So what am I saying here, guys? It's all about developing a relaxed mental state of mind. The more relaxed you are, the better you can perform. And just remember, all tension, all stress, okay, emotion, it negates your play. Okay, so you definitely can't make a key second serve when you're feeling tight, can you? Or you can't execute that stroke when you're feeling tense in your arm. Your arm feels very heavy, doesn't it? It's all about learning how to deal with the mental game. When I found out that just an easy way to do it is just to have a more relaxed mental state of mind. And the only way you can do this, guys, is to breath awareness and just being aware. Okay, just letting go. Whatever you're holding on to. Usually, stress comes from wanting to change something or a certain situation. So, whatever you may be holding on to, just let it go and just say to yourself, okay, let me get more relaxed, or just let me really be more present. That's another thing too. The more present you are, the more powerful you're going to be. Okay, that's very important because even during matches, guys, there's so many times where there may be a carryover effect, as they say. You can commit an easy error, or you may lose a set that you were up 5-1, and that could carry over to the next point or the next set. So you never want to have that mental carryover effect, okay? That comes from being present, from being in the moment. The only way you can be able to play in the moment is to actually be present, okay? To be in the moment. Okay, guys, moving on. 2, start the point on your terms. Never start the point until you're emotionally ready to play it. Step back away from the line and let go of the stress that you may be feeling inside. Never rush or try to rush through a point. Set your own tempo and play at your own pace all the time. I like number two, guys. Playing a point. Remember, set your own tempo. Play on your own terms. You should never let your opponents dictate the pace of play to you. Slow them down. Step away from the line. Okay, use some gamesmanship here. Okay, you're not you want to let your opponent know that, hey, I'm controlling this. We're gonna play it on my terms. Okay, even if you're gonna beat me, I'm gonna make you play on my terms. This is very important, guys. Okay, use that. Okay, if you come up to the line, you still feeling the stress from the previous point. Guess what you do? You step away, you breathe deeply, and then you refocus on the next point. Then you start, or you get into your service stance, or you start your service motion. But remember, guys, never ever, and this is especially true. Excuse me, especially when you're serving. You want to serve on your own terms. Serve when you are ready. If you're not ready, for me, my serve, I used to always like to get into the rhythm of my routine. So if something happened before I would start my routine to throw it off, I would always step back away from the line. Okay, regroup, refocus, and then I would step up to the line again. Okay, now I would start my service motion. People, this is a lot. Juniors miss this a lot. Guys, when you're serving, even when you're returning, you want to start everything on your terms. If something doesn't feel right, because remember, tennis is a feel game. If something doesn't feel right, guess what? Reset, start back over. Okay, regroove. Okay, next. Your power comes from your breath. This is why most points are so short at the junior and adult level. Both or one of the players are holding their breath. You must understand that your true power comes from your breath, and then learn how to use it in matches. To control your nerves, you must control your breath. Start being aware of how you are breathing at all times, and let your breath be your anchor. Now, this last point is very good, guys, because you can use this during warrior meditation. Okay, remember, your thought comes. What do? You breathe deeply, so you focus back on your breath, and then you just let that thought fly by. And eventually, your thoughts will settle down on their own. Same during play. Okay, you feeling stressed out before a big point? Guess what you're going to do? You're just going to breathe, let that stress go away, breathe 5 or 6, 10 times, and then refocus on the next point. Remember, the most important point is always the next point. Make that your match play motto, guys. That should be your mantra. The most important point is always the next point, and I have to be mentally present and ready to play it. Just keep saying it to yourself. You can say it, just in your self-speech, but just keep saying it, guys. This is so important. Another thing I want to talk about is holding your point while trying to execute a shot or doing a point. This happens a lot at the junior and adult level. I can tell you, and this is what I usually do. I videotape my players, and I try to stop the tape right when I notice that they're holding their breath, and they'll look up at look on the TV and be like, "Whoa, that's not me. Is that me?" Yeah, that's you, buddy. And that's the exact reason why you're choking under pressure. You think about it too. That's why a lot of these points are so short. They can't. There's only probably about 3 exchanges because one of them can't hold their breath any longer than that. Okay, this is very important. This is another reason why when you make contact, you should be exhaling. You should be taking back on your unit turn. Inhaling on your unit turn. You should be always exhaling. Okay, at contact to get that energy out of you. Let it flow through your strokes. Okay, but remember, your breath. I'll be honest with you. I don't see coaches preaching the breathing enough or the mental aspects of this game. I just don't see enough being done. A lot of coaches spend a lot of time on techniques and mechanics. And granted, hey, I'm with you. I'm all for that. But I think there's only so many reps you can do to the point where you're going to have to learn how to hit that same shot under pressure. As a matter of fact, that's all I really want to know from the majority of my players. I really want to know how good you are. I want to know how well do you perform under pressure. And that's what you need to be asking yourself too. That's why I'm giving this talk here today. You need to be asking yourself on the scale of 1 to 10, how well do I handle pressure? Huh? How well do you deal with it? Or are you, do you have a tendency to choke? Again, if you can relate to that, you're definitely gonna. These tips here are gonna help you out in your future matches. Okay, moving on. Picture the point in your mind, see it feel it, and then do it. Picture what you want to do on the next point. Feel it too, and then just do it. We all think in pictures, and if you can see it happening in your mind, then you can do it on court. Do this daily in practice and outside of practice. Start using your mind as a weapon by training it. Now, this last point is very important, guys. Using your mind as a weapon. How much do you really use the power of your mind? The sad fact is a lot of us unconsciously program ourselves for failure, and we don't even know it. Everything is on a conscious level. I mean, all behavior starts on a subconscious level. Anything you want to acquire, you have to get it down into your consciousness. Okay, you want to be to be conscious of your power is to feel power. I will repeat that so you can really understand it. To be conscious of your power is to feel power. So guess what? If you're feeling weak or you're feeling fearful, you're unconscious. That's something I can tell. Only it's like snap out of. Okay, look, we all have an indomitable spirit deep inside of us. The problem is we never tap into it. Okay, to compete on a higher level. That's what you've been trying to do. You're trying to tap into your indomitable spirit, that part of you that can never be defeated. Okay, don't buy into this crap, guys. You can't control how you feel. In your face tennis 101, you are complete control. You are the director. When you allow other people, notice that you allow other people to negatively program you. Could be an opponent or anything else. Remember, your emotional response transfers the control to your opponent. Yeah, that's what happens when you play those higher rank players, and emotionally you picture yourself losing to that player again and again in your mind. Guess what's happening, guys? You program yourself for failure. There's the only way to get around it. That's why I say see it, feel it, and then just do it. Now here's the deal. You just got to do that over and over again, guys. There's no other way of getting around it. You have to do it over and over again. It's practice. Thinking repetition is, especially mental reps. How many mental reps do you get on a daily basis? Ask yourself that. How many mental reps do you get in on a daily basis? I can tell you the thing with visualizations and using your creative, the creative parts of your mind, you need to be doing this at least maybe 70 times a day or more. It only takes 5 seconds. Okay, picture the player that you want to be just for 5 seconds. Feel that emotion. Then just let it go and carry on with your day. Do that 60 times a day. I'm going to tell you why in a minute at the end of this talk, okay? Okay, 5. Be emotionally detached. To play high-level tennis under pressure, you must be emotionally detached. Be mentally all in on the point, but never allow your emotions. This is how you prevent yourself from choking. Juniors and adult players choke under pressure because they allow their emotions to control them. The more detached but yet focused you are in matches, the better you will play. So always remember that and write it down somewhere and carry it to matches. Now this is really the key to controlling your opponent or any situation that you may find yourself in a match, in the classroom, outside, anything, guys. You must be emotionally detached. And I think about this too. The more detached you are emotionally, the more you are letting someone or your opponent or the situation control you. Again, please write that down. The more emotionally you're detached, like, oh, if I lose to this player, guess what, guys? You're going to lose to that player 9 times out of 10. Because you're going to be preventing yourself from doing what you really need to be doing, which is to get in the flow with a match and build momentum and allow yourself to relax and get into the rhythm and the flow of it and finish the match off as soon as you can. All right. Now, again, on this talk, we're talking about dealing with choking. I can tell you, anytime all choking has to do with is being emotionally attached to a point or to a match or to an outcome. You should never be emotionally attached to anything, guys. Yeah, see what you want. Like I said before, we're going to see what we want. We want to feel it. We're going to go do it. But guess what? If we can't do it, okay, we're going to refocus on what? The next point. You should listen to this talk over and over again because I want you to get this down into your consciousness and your subconscious consciousness where it all starts. Because believe me, once you can impress it on your subconscious, then you can do it. Until that time, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a struggle. I'm going to be honest with you. There's no success in playing a mental game, just like in life, without struggle. But you got to be patient. You just got to plow through. But this part 5 is probably the most important tip of all in dealing with choking because, guys, you cannot be emotionally detached to the outcome. You can't do it. Okay? I don't care if you're an adult player or a junior player. The more emotionally attached you are to that outcome, guys, it's going to affect your play. What I say? Tension negates flow. You're overconscious, so you can't get into the flow. And guess what? The same thing happens over and over again. Okay? Your match play strategy. The best strategy you can have is to train your tennis game on the court and also train your mind off the court. I would also spend more of my time developing a warrior mindset. Program yourself for success and stop allowing others to program you for failure. Tennis warriors know that every thought and word has an energetic influence. So they choose to think and talk by design. They're self-directed. I like that last part to score. Let's start from the bottom and go up. Guys, self-directed. You need to be the director of your own mental game. Okay, these are mental movies. This is what we're talking about here. We're just talking about constant mental moves that you're playing over in your mind. What are they? Okay, you need to replay them. You need to regroove the record. If the mental movie isn't serving you, don't engage with it. Just let it fly by. How? By letting your breath be the anchor. This all goes back to the breath. We're always, okay, I'm present again. I'm right back. I'm right back in a moment. Now remember we talked about this too. Every word and thought you say has an energetic influence. When you talk about your mental game or your tennis game, what are you saying? Are you aware of what you're saying? Rephrase it. Okay? Just say to yourself, oh, is talking this way, is this going to empower my mental game? Oh, it's not. Well, guess what? I'm going to choose my words more carefully in the future. And one thing, guys, don't beat yourself up. Just refocus, check yourself, correct yourself, and then move on. Okay, program yourself for success and stop allowing others to program. Now, this could be a coach, this could be a parent, they could be doing conscious, they could be doing unconscious. It doesn't matter. If you're not allowing or you listen to somebody else and let them program your subconscious mind, because a lot of this stuff, guys, that's the reason why they call it subconscious. You're not even conscious of it. You could be all, and you could be like, oh yeah, whatever, like that doesn't bother me, but still, it's affecting you on a subconscious level. Believe me, guys, get into this. The Eastern philosophies are way ahead of the game than Westerns on this. I mean, they know what time it is. Of what we call it, they call it self commands. Yes, self commands, meaning that you can talk to your other than conscious mind just as if it were a kid. And guess what? Here's the cool part: it will listen. Yep. Imagine yourself being your own self-directed coach in matches, and you're the one, giving your psych job, saying, "Come on, okay, handle this, control it, okay, just get ready for the next point. You can do this. Just take your time." Okay. The other thing, you must develop a warrior mindset. I'm sorry, guys. We got tennis players that have warrior mindsets, and then we have tennis players that have loser mindsets. And I can tell you right now, the best way to develop a warrior mindset is just to develop a victorious attitude towards everything. Yeah, write that one down. Remember, take notes, guys, because a lot of this stuff you're going to forget it. Or you can just come back and watch this talk over and over again. But I can tell you right now, develop a victorious attitude towards everything. Look at everything as being easy, and eventually it will become easy. Hmm? Oh my God, I got to play so and so next week. Or, wow, man, I'm really looking forward to this match. You know what? It's going to be a challenge. It's all about perception. Your perception. Your perceptions create your realities. Now, what are you perceiving? Hmm? Well, on a daily basis, whatever it is, flip the script, and just move forward. Last mental tip: you must imprint a warrior mindset on your subconscious mind. This takes about 30 straight days. If you struggle at times, don't worry. Just get back on the horse again and stick with it until you make it. Then your subconscious mind will start to accept it and it will get down into your consciousness. This is the only way to reprogram yourself for success in matches. Alright guys, last mental tip, look. And this is the reason why a lot of people go, I'm explaining something to you. And I'm explaining to you how to really reprogram your subconscious mind for success because, you know, I got over 2,000 books and counting. I'm a reader, guys. But the problem I had too, I had to figure this out on my own, was a lot of this stuff, I would read it or I would go to a seminar and I'd be pumped up. And then after 3 days, guess what would happen, guys? Yeah, my old self would kick back in. Now, this is what I'm mainly talking about business wise here, but you can see what I'm saying, guys. It was all external. You know, real true when you reprogram yourself, it's got to be internal. And the only way the only way I've really figured way to do this, guys, is through a combination of empowering self-talk, creative visualization, and acting as if. Okay, now this is the way I've really seen the only way you can create true and lasting success and reprogram yourself is to, one, you got to use your creative imagination. That's right, you have to. I mean, your mental pictures do make it so. And then the second thing, positive self-talk. Every word you say have power. I mean, if you don't understand the self-hypnotic commands, everything what you actually say is going to program yourself to, to lose or to choke in tight situations. Okay, when you talk about your tennis game, what do you say? Do you say, "Oh my God, there, I knew I was going to double fault. Oh, here I go again." I mean, how much of the self talk that you're using internally and externally are demotivating or not helping you? Keep your tennis journal. Write all this stuff down. I mean, on a daily, in practice, in your classroom, at the workplace. How much of your internal self-talk is empowering you, and how much of it is disempowering you? Get a hold of this, guys. This is what the key is. All right. All right. Now, like I said before, if you're gonna struggle at times, never beat yourself up. Okay. Never. It's like regrooving a record. And think of it. It's just feedback. That's the great thing too, guys. Think of everything as feedback. Take the victorious attitude towards every situation that you're gonna face, and then just deal with the feedback. Okay, now how can I get around this? How can I rise above this? It's only feedback. So guess what? There really isn't any failure. It's just feedback. Again, what are we talking about? Perception. It's the way you look at it. Okay, it takes 30 days, guys. I cannot emphasize this. The only way you're going to really, okay, this is why a lot of people don't really improve. They don't impress it upon their subconscious. I mean, anything you don't impress upon your subconscious is it's not going to work, guys, because what's going to happen is your old program is going to eventually override the new programming that's trying to move in, or that you're trying to develop. Think about it. You're trying to develop this new programming, and what's happening is the old program just keeps, popping back up and showing its ugly head. And what are you going to do? So again, guys, I say keep at it. Immerse yourself in empowering content. Let me say that again. Immerse. All right. So that means for 30 days, you're just reading positive information. You're thinking empowering thoughts. You're talking powerful. You're acting as if you're already the player that you want to become. That's another thing too, guys. Get that clear image. I mean, start working on that image of the player that you want to become. Get that image in your mind. At first, okay, it's not going to be that clear. But the more, we just talked about it, practice, daily practice, the more you picture that player in your mind, the clearer it's going to become. And the more you do warrior meditation and you do all that and it comes through, guys, eventually your subconscious mind starts to accept it. And then it overrides the before programming. I mean, this is it, guys. I've never really heard anybody explain this, especially any tennis coaches talk to juniors this way. And if more coaches would do this, that's why I want you to help me. Do me a favor. Share this mental talk to other juniors out there because they definitely need to hear it. I've taken tons of juniors over here in Kansai guys. No, all lower ranked. So that's how I got my bones. That's how I made my reps. I took all these lower ranked players and I showed them how to reprogram their minds for success, and that's when they started overachieving. But like I said, hey, here I've gone as far as I can go in a small tennis community here. So now I'm trying to, reach out to you guys and meet you guys where you are. We're doing like videos like this and podcasts. And I need you guys to help me out to share this information because competitive tennis players, okay, are struggling right now playing a mental game. Okay, and it all goes back to what we talked about before. What? They don't know the game you're playing. So start with knowing the game you're playing. Watch this talk again as many times as you want to. Take some notes. And I guarantee you, if you implement everything I just dropped on you guys, I mean, you're gonna become unstoppable. You're gonna actually become unstoppable. Okay, I'll give another talk next month. So hopefully I'll talk to you guys and happy holidays and get busy.